I wanted to tell you something before we go any further in this next series. I'm not here to tell you to leave your marriage. There is actually something that can shift everything. I know I left twice, and I would make the same choices again because staying was costing me. And in my case, it was dangerous. But my story isn't your story. And I hope for you that not everything is lost. I mean, if things are hard right now, there might be a chance. The work that I've been doing to understand patterns, to heal wounds, learning what healthy actually looks like, that work doesn't only lead to the exit door, quite the opposite. Often it leads back to each other. I've seen it happen, and it's beautiful when two people who were headed straight for the exits because they're exhausted, they're disconnected, they're running on fumes, and then they both decided at the same time that, hey, maybe we're not done yet. Not out of fear, not out of obligation, not out of guilt, but out of a genuine love for who the other person actually was, underneath all the survival responses and the old wounds and all the masks. They did the work, first separately and then together. They turned over those rocks and they looked at what was under there, and they decided to demonstrate accountability for what they did, and they repaired what had once seemed impossible to fix. And what came back wasn't what they had before. It was something better, because this time it was built on truth instead of hope, and on empty promises, on a reality instead of projection, on two people who did the work to be honest with themselves before trying to meet each other again. And there were still embers there that they could reignite. That's not a fairy tale. You've seen people do it too. You might not be aware of it, but I know you have. Here's what I've learned about rekindling. It doesn't happen because two people decide to try harder. Trying harder at the same broken dynamic just breaks you faster and harder. It happens when both people are willing to ask the harder questions. Not, hey, what's wrong with you? But what happened to me that made me choose this behavior? Why am I accepting this? Who am I in this relationship? Who do I want to be for myself and alongside you? And is this what you want too? And who do you want to be? Those questions changes everything. Because when you can answer those honestly, when you've done enough of your own healing to hold your own history without drowning in it, you show up differently. And sometimes if the person across from you has been doing the same work in the dark, quietly, there is hope that both of you could finally find your way back. Ready to do each your own part to heal what almost broke you apart. But the key word here, just in case you missed it, is both. One person doing the work while the other stays comfortable in their dysfunction, that's not rekindling. That won't work. That's just a better informed version of the same lonely arrangement. That's like two horses are pulling a cart and one of them is laying down, and you're just not going to get very far now, are you? But when both people are willing, I mean genuinely willing, not performing willingness, something remarkable becomes possible. So before you decide what your story is, whether it's ending or failing, whether you're staying or going, I want you to sit with one question. Is there a both of you in here? Not a perfect both, not a finished both, just a willing both. Because if there is, the work is worth doing. And the life on the other side of it is worth imagining. Before we dig into the series that I had planned originally tomorrow, I wanted to tell you this, but I'm going to share with you tomorrow what the difference is between ending a marriage versus having a failed marriage, because there is definitely a difference. But for today, tell me this. Is there a both in your story if you're struggling? Not a perfect one, not a finished one, just a willing one. I want to know what you're seeing when you ask yourself that question. And no matter what the answer, remember this, you matter.